Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. It's just coming up to 5:10. You are listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Louise Truelove, Sam Campbell and Audrey Spearing. Hello.
Hello, Hannah Murray.
Thank you all for coming in. If you are listening at home and you'd like to get involved, you can. Here's how.
To contact TRE, please call 952 78 4000. Email studio@tre.radio. Send us a WhatsApp on +34 645 99 67 95.
What a beautiful day. It's a wonderful life.
So pleased this is radio and not television. So let's crack on. This article says we have all reached for a bar of chocolate or packet of crisps after a trying day, but our fondness for a snack when feeling down is adding many thousands of extra calories to our diets. A quarter of Britons questioned in the survey said they would describe themselves as an emotional eater. Almost 9 in 10 of those surveyed said that they had eaten food out of boredom or sadness despite not being hungry. This is an interesting one. I know people who are like that and others who do the opposite, who don't eat when they're kind of sad or low or whatever. I'd like to be the latter, but I think I'm slightly more the first one.
For me, it's wine.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I mean, I don't go for snacks or biscuits.
You'd rather have the liquid, calories.
If I'm feeling happy or sad, I like wine.
That's why you're happy, you're sad.
Yeah, but I like to have a snack with the wine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just drink wine. I'll be like, I better have a little snack with that.
I know a lot of people who, as you've said, comfort eat or, it makes them feel... I suppose it's the rush of the sugar that, raises the endorphins, but it's a very quick fix, especially chocolate. Empty calories, apparently.
Exactly. Well, they say wine is also empty calories,
though, isn't it? They make you feel better from
Yeah, you don't want the crash afterwards, which you can get from sugar, can't you? You get the sugar high and then...
Yeah, and then sometimes I think, like, if I start eating one biscuit or one chocolate, I think if I eat 4 of them faster, the calories don't count.
Oh, right.
So I'll open up like a packet of chocolate biscuits and I'll have 2 at a coffee, very civilised. And then I realise I've eaten 3/4 of the packet, but I really scoff them really fast, thinking, just eat them really quick before I get guilty.
Before the calories can find me.
Yes, exactly. Dodging the calories.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
Try it. It works.
Good idea, actually.
Sam, can you relate?
Oh, definitely. But I've actually changed completely and not snacking, and I've changed my main meal just to chocolate.
Your main meal is chocolate?
Well, quite a few times. I love Cadbury's Fruit and Nut.
Oh,
and I can easily have a family bar in place of dinner. So to me, it's not actually bad, because it's probably the same amount of calories in a dinner would be.
And you're getting some nuts in, protein, and there's raisins, fruit.
Without cooking, let me tell you.
One of a 5 a day.
One of a 5 a
There
day.
you go, without cooking.
That
really
is
good.
Genius. I know washing up.
You're so clever, Sam. How have we not thought of this?
It's a new trend. Just
chocolate for dinner.
I love it.
Yeah, let's try it. This article I found last week, and we discussed it with the men, and I figured that the women might relate or might have something slightly more to say on it. The idea of books, unfinished books, and displaying them on a shelf. So there's a picture here of them all being displayed at the side, so you can't see the binder of the book. But there was another picture that I saw with books open like this and just piled on top of each other, with the books being open, and it was displayed as, these are my unfinished books. And people were absolutely horrified on social media. Oh, that is horrendous. How can you do, as if like he'd committed a crime or something. I just thought it was an interesting subject. Are you one of those people that has to finish reading a book once you start? Or if you decide, no, I'm not really enjoying this, I'll discard it. Would you keep hold of the book?
No.
No? Okay.
This guy's obviously got some kind of mental health problem.
There's something going on there.
What's he making, like, some kind of statue out of? It's breaking the spines. I mean,
yes, exactly.
It's more, I think, about damaging the book than actually finishing a book, because you don't put books like that.
Yeah.
You always keep them closed. I don't have books. I have coffee table books.
Oh,
So
nice.
books that look really pretty.
While
I
she's
never
eating her fruit and nut bar.
Exactly, yeah. I have the big ones on the table, and occasionally I'll flick through it and then just look at pictures and shut it and put it back. But no, I
Nice.
don't read.
Can I ask you what your coffee table books are?
Okay, so I have the works of Salvador Dali.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I have the Coco Chanel book.
Nice.
I mean, I have proper coffee things that just really for show, but they've actually got writing on the pages, though. It's not just
It's not just
just the outside, yeah. And that side.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, no, but just because I've kind of done my book thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I just
fair
think
enough.
when you've done them, that's it. And I just haven't got time, if I'm
Yeah.
honest with you, now for reading books. So there's no point.
I'm reading more now than I ever have done, actually. Yeah.
Kindle. That's the
Yes,
way.
I'm obsessed with. I mean, I do have lots of books in my house, but the majority of my reading I do in bed at night with the lights off on my
The
Kindle.
only thing I don't like about Kindle is if it's a autobiography or a biography, and you know, I don't know, say Elvis Presley, and you know that there's going to be photographs in the book about
Yes.
2 or 3 places now, and I always go to those pictures first before I even start.
Yes, I do on a proper book.
But on
Yeah.
a Kindle, you can't see the pictures.
No.
So if that's
I
the
agree.
only
That is a
thing
shame.
I don't like the Kindle for.
I agree.
Well, I have to tell you a story about books which you probably might not believe.
Oh,
right?
I will. If it's coming out from my I am going to believe
You
it.
probably won't believe this, actually. But this is 100% true, and I swear my child's life this is true. I was lying in bed one night, and I had a shelf of unfinished books, all positive thinking books that I still haven't read them, by the way, and they're all up there. And I wasn't going through a good phase at the time, and I remember being in bed and I was really upset. I was such a breaking up, and my little child was only small and everything, and these books were there, and my dad had just died, and I said, please Dad, please help me, I don't know what to do, where shall I go home, what will I do with my life? And I looked about this bookshelf of unfinished books, and I kid you not, a book in the middle of the shelf at 4 o'clock in the morning, no wind, window shut, came out. This is 100% true. Came out by itself, and I saw it. I absolutely nearly had an accident in my bed. I was like, please don't appear to me. I was frightened, and I pulled the duvet over my head and I went, please no. I saw the book coming out from the shelf, and basically it slapped down. I have wooden floorboards, slapped like this really hard. I lay under the duvet shaking for about 10 minutes, afraid to take the duvet, and when I reached down to take the book, and it was Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life book, right?
Wow.
And someone had bought it from me, and I'd never read it because I'm busy, and I kind of just don't really read books that much. And I picked the book up, and it was all, if you change your thoughts, you can change your life and change your reality. And I read the book from cover to cover, thinking it's a sign I better read it. And from that book, actually, that's what sent me on the journey of training to be like a counsellor and a life coach and working in holistic health, because that was the first step to do that. So thank God for unfinished books.
Oh, amazing!
That's a
What a
really good
great story!
And it's really is true.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Because it's funny, isn't it? Because you ask for a sign, and then the sign really freaks you out. Like
And I actually loved it that much that I did a 6-week course, and I trained to be a Louise Hay facilitator to teach people about the thoughts and emotions.
Yeah.
So it was so unfinished books can come in handy.
Oh, love that. Love that. That's the perfect story. This is an interesting one. AI models. We talk a lot about AI now, and all the different weird and wonderful things that AI can do. There's that big worry that AI will take over our lives and take away people's jobs. And this is obviously one of those things. There was a model, the girl with the blonde hair on the right, who was pictured at Wimbledon and got loads of, absolutely beautiful, got loads of followers. That she was just like, hi, I'm here at Wimbledon, and everyone's going nuts for her on social media, just thinking women and men, absolutely beautiful, and wanted to be her friend and all this kind of stuff. And then it came out that it was an AI created model. It wasn't actually a real person. And they're talking about AI models being in the pages of Vogue magazine. So these aren't real people, and bizarrely their designers are women. So their designers are women, and they're putting together the so-called perfect model, and they're not real. What do you think?
I think it's sad.
I think it's just
Sad.
pathetic.
Yeah.
I just think now, and it is so true, it doesn't matter what you look at. I actually have to question almost everything that I look at now because I just don't know if it's true
And
or not.
everything you read, you think, is this ChatGPT?
Yeah,
But, you know, it's
exactly.
actually becoming very obvious now. If I read someone's website or if I read some kind of a blog, you read it and you get this feeling, is that like authentic and real, or is it like a ChatGPT? Because ChatGPT, it's almost, you can read the words, it's almost too perfect that you know it's not done by a human. And I think that's the issue even now in colleges, that like with plagiarism and stuff, people are using all these AI tools for everything, where people are losing their genuine way of expressing themselves.
yeah.
But I think with the AI models, I think there's enough pressure on women to not have cellulite on the back of their legs, to not have a wrinkle under their eye or have a bad spot. Come on, we're human. We all have these things. Not to have a bad picture that your chin looks like a double chin. It's part of life.
Yeah.
So to have these AI, it's bad enough having models that looks like a size 6 who don't eat anything, you know, apart from fruit and nut bars. But imagine now having AI
Having to compete
models.
with AI models.
It's unrealistic, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a backlash, though.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's just getting to the point now where nobody really understands what is real anymore. And I think when it first came out, they said marketing, graphic design, all of these were in jeopardy of losing their jobs. So that was a legitimate, this is what's going to happen. But I think now, you know, if you go on TikTok, and I have to say that I am quite a fan of TikTok when I want to waste some time, and I can do it really quickly. And when I scroll and I'm like, but is that real? I don't know if it's real. So
Yeah.
you just have to take everything with a pinch
Yeah.
of salt now. This is the
True.
problem, which is quite sad.
It is.
The world that we live
really
in, that you
sad.
don't really know what you are actually looking at all the time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But also, I think it definitely puts pressure on women to be that perfect size, that perfect skin, perfect teeth. When you have AI models who look like this goddess, I mean, what kind of life is that? It's kind of it's unreal, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Yeah.
Puts more pressure on young girls to
Yeah.
try and live up to something that really doesn't exist. It's hard enough trying to cope with the pressure of looking like actual models, but AI models, I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
it's very
It's not
sad.
just women, though. It's
No.
men as well.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I think, as you've just mentioned, it is completely unacceptable, the images that are being shown. And it's not just on the glossy magazines, it's
Everywhere.
social media, it's everywhere. But the only thing I can say to you is I've met some very famous models, and trust me, they do not look in the real life, even with the makeup on and all the rest of it. If you're in a shoot for a magazine or something, the lighting, the hair, the makeup, it is totally unreal.
And airbrushing and all that kind of stuff.
But even without the airbrushing,
Yeah.
these images they're not attainable because they're not real.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, you work in that industry
Yeah.
so it's sad. It's sad, isn't
Very
it? really?
sad.
Yeah.
And even a lot of these, you know, social media stars or whatever, when they put photos up on their Instagram, they haven't just said to my mate, oh, will you take a photo of me in my dress, and then stood there and posed. They've done their hair, their makeup, they've got all the special lights. And I've read many an article or interview about various social media people who say their one picture on Instagram might have taken them 6 hours. I mean, it's a job, that the photographs that they're putting up and getting likes in all the bikinis and whatever. It's a job. They're being paid on how many likes they get. They're being sent goods on how many likes they get. So they're not going to put up a picture that's taken them 2 seconds to create.
But I think it's way too much. I mean, we're obviously older ladies. We grew up having fun and enjoying the moment. I think I look at my nieces now, like 14, 12, 15, and they're all obsessed with TikTok and Snapchat and how they look and different angles. And I think to myself, it's kind of a sad way to live, like try to constantly compare themselves to these perfect, allegedly perfect looking people.
Yeah.
It gives too much pressure on girls and men as well, but definitely.
Definitely. We better take a break, and when we're back, we will be discussing Bonnie Blue.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Women Talk. With me in the studio today is Louise Truelove, Sam Campbell and Audrey Spearing. So, Bonnie Blue. In case you haven't heard, or the listeners haven't heard of Bonnie Blue, she achieved notoriety and a reported £2 million a month by filming herself having sex with over 1,000 men. She insists that she's a new kind of feminist, but her many critics accuse her of promoting rape culture. She was once married. She's a middle-class girl from Derbyshire. and there's an interview with her in the Mail to try and find out if she's a predator or a victim. She would stand outside Nottingham Trent University with a sign saying, "Uni students, bonk me and let me film it."
How could you call herself a victim?
Well, yeah, no, I don't think she is. That's just in the article trying to work out whether she's a predator or a victim. She doesn't call herself a victim.
My issue is, let's say in the future she has children. What's her children or what's her family going to think when they that your mum did that? You know, you kind of want to show people that you have morals and you're respectful.
But I don't even think she's going to get that far. I mean, what decent guy is going to want to have a relationship? Well,
you know, her manager is her ex-husband.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've watched a documentary on them.
Weird.
They were married and they split up, and it's turned into that she's making millions a month. Her mum and dad are on the payroll. They organise all the events. The husband, he chaperones her, picks her up to the airport, sets up the room. So it's like it's a family business.
God, that's
and they're
so
all
weird.
making millions, and she's literally bunking dads and their sons, and they're all in lines. They're all in the line outside a hotel room, and she's like blatant about it. She's so it's so in your face. So I mean, I know people are thinking, well, feminine, she can do what she wants, but personally for me, I don't think it's much respect for yourself.
Absolutely. No, exactly. I mean, of course, you can say her body, her life, she can do what she wants. Absolutely. Yeah. But at the same time, that was absolutely my first thought. If she had children, they'd be like embarrassed. You would be if that was your mum. And I mean, I always think that with celebrities anyway, and and things that they get up to. You know, when you're in the public eye, what you do matters.
I think she's even more in the public eye. I mean, she's shown everything off publicly.
Well,
you know,
quite.
it's like. Bless, not good. Not good, is it?
It's not something to be proud of, is it?
But I've seen her being interviewed. Actually, she's been interviewed on quite like prestigious shows.
Yeah,
and she's very blatant. Like, she's not one bit shy. She went, "This is my choice. I was working she was working in an office. I was making really bad money. I was struggling to pay my bills. She went on something like an OnlyFans thing, and then I started doing this. I'm making millions a month. You know, the men want to come. I want to do it. I'm saving. I know what one of her statements was. I'm actually saving a lot of girls from getting raped. I heard her say this because if they're having sex with me, and for a thing, at least they're not going out and doing it to someone else that they could be raping. So she actually thinks she's doing women justice.
No. Yeah.
No.
I mean,
there's a word
if you look at kind of. If we talk about prostitution, because she's selling her body for money, so we could absolutely call it prostitution. I think, to be fair, what she's doing and the fact that it's all organised and safe, I guess, is better than going out on the street and doing it. If that's what you're choosing to do and make money from selling your body, doing it in the way she's doing it, not the filming it necessarily, but having a manager and the whole family involved and whatever, is safer than randomly going out on... Oh, I hope not.
But you know what I find even more sad, because I've actually watched some clippets of her being interviewed and what she does. Basically, there can be a queue, if I'm not joking you, hundreds of men, right? God. Like, they check their age, so they have to be 18. And from 18 up to 60, 70, and basically they're all standing in a line... And they're looking at she's having sex with one guy, and as soon as he finishes, like, you know, and they're all getting themselves prepared in the back. So can you imagine how sad their husbands, they're waiting to be next, and they're all obviously having sex.
Gross. It's gross. What kind of man would be interested in doing that?
A lot, thousands of them.
And I think unfortunately it's society that we live in now. So this whole OnlyFans culture is big money done really quickly now for the girl, and it's majority of them are girls that are on OnlyFans, okay? And so I understand this is the thing, and you can make loads of money doing it and everything else. And I think it also has to do with this whole, I've done it with her. I don't think necessarily it's... I'm doing it because I'm sad and I'm lonely and it saves me going down
they want to say, it's a great story in the pub.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a badge of honour.
Exactly, and I think that all just goes hand in hand, doesn't it? And unfortunately, the society that we live in now, which I'm so glad I'm old, and I've got nothing to do with that, honestly.
I think it's even more than hand in hand. I think it's hand and something else. But anyways.
But it's true, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Okay, moving on to Katy Perry and her bizarre ice bath ritual. So we've heard of ice baths. This isn't for your body, though. This is for your face. Hair pinned back and a clip on her nose, Katy Perry takes a deep breath and dunks her face in iced water before pulling out seconds later saying, "It hurts my brain." The 109-pound face tub bowl comes with a breathing tube that allows the user to stay underwater. Katy Perry managed 18 seconds, emerging gasping and bright red before giving it another go for 8 more seconds. And then she said, "I'm done." The bowl's makers claims it relieves stress, boosts energy and makes skin glow. Would you?
No.
No, me neither.
Absolutely not.
No?
I don't like cold water.
No, I don't like the cold, exactly.
No, it's not. And I was just saying to the girls earlier on, there's been research done regarding ice baths and ice therapy, comparing it for women or for men. And basically because when people are having ice baths, yeah, it does have health benefits. But women's hormone systems are different to men, and also if people have, let's say, have asthma or they have an issue with their internal organs, if you get into an ice bath, it can actually aggravate the problem, and like people can kind of like lose their breath, so respiratory is bad, and also puts too much pressure on your internal organs to try to cope with that extreme cold.
Yeah.
So like all these kind of health fads, sometimes they come in like Wim Hof and stuff, they come into a phase and everything's amazing, and then when they actually dig into the research, men and women are made differently, our bodies are differently, our hormones are different. It's not for everybody, you know.
No.
But
I actually was listening to a podcast where the woman was totally laying into ice baths. She was ripping it apart, really like going to town for people who use them, like was being really rude, but it was really funny. It was done in a really funny way. And she said, "Of course your body feels better when you come out of the ice bath. You've just made it freezing. You get out of the ice bath and it starts to go warm again and you start to feel really
start to
good."
defrost.
She's like, "It's not rocket science. You've just taken yourself out of the ice bath and your body starts to go, oh, that's a bit better now."
Thank God that's over.
Yeah, she said it's literally as simple as that, which made me laugh. So we're not going to dunk our faces in ice cold water.
Definitely not.
Fabulous. This made me chuckle. The secret to Mariah's ageless beauty: she doesn't believe in time. For more than 30 years, Mariah Carey has been one of the biggest names in music, but somehow all that fame, touring and writing and producing songs, not to mention a tumultuous marriage, has barely left a trace on her. Ms. Carey, now a 56-year-old mother of 2, puts her ageless beauty down to simply ignoring the passage of time. She said, "I don't know it, aging. It just doesn't happen. I don't know time. I don't know numbers. I do not acknowledge time." She's had work done.
I was just about to say, she can't remember her plastic surgeon either, quite clearly.
That's so wrong, I think, making out that
But she's
not
clearly lying.
Yeah.
Either that and she's extremely delusional, I'm sorry.
It's horrible. I mean, I think it's difficult. You know, I get it that some women are open about having work done and some women aren't. Maybe they don't want to be open, and I totally get and respect that. But don't lie. Don't say, "Oh yeah, I'm aging really well and my skin's flawless. It's never changed." When you've had work
The
done.
classic was Jane Fonda.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like Jane Fonda. I think she was an amazing actress, incredible activist, very intelligent woman.
Yeah.
But when she did those L'Oreal,
Because you're worth it.
because you're worth it, adverts for the face cream.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, Ultima or something. And I'm looking at her and she's 80-something and I'm like, you have had more facelifts
Absolutely.
Then I've had glasses of wine.
than I've had glasses of wine. And she looks fabulous. Let's get it.
she looks
Oh,
amazing.
100%.
Her
Oh, she's
plastic
great.
surgeon was incredible.
Fantastic.
She looks great.
Yeah.
But don't try and sell to the to women that a 50 quid bottle of cream is going to make you look like that, because
Yeah.
you've spent about 100,000, love.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I don't think she denies having work done, but I agree with the face creams. I think there's a lot of women that get paid a lot of money to promote face creams, and for sure they've had work done. And
Yeah,
I
of
agree.
course.
I don't think that's.
It's
right.
selling an
Selling a lie.
Yeah.
unrealistic.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should all follow my new girl crush, who is Pamela Anderson.
Oh,
Yeah, but she's with Liam Neeson.
Oh my God! Well, I know.
yeah, just the last thing ever.
Half
that's a nice
but
combo.
The fact that from what she was, Baywatch Babe,
Yeah.
Playboy, everything, to
Loads of makeup.
She's won, obviously, she got nominated for a Grammy or something, didn't she? Something recently, a thingy. And now no makeup, no eyebrows, nothing. And she just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just her whole, this is me, we should just all embrace. Yeah, I think it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's really
Definitely,
nice. It's
yeah.
going to be interesting to see how many women follow suit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say many.
No, I don't
I can't
think so.
see that either,
But it's
though.
we're seeing the opposite, aren't we? I think we're seeing more and more makeup, particularly with younger women, putting layers. When I sometimes watch these tutorial videos, because I think, God, their makeup looks amazing. And then I watch a tutorial video and I'm like, I'm not spending an hour doing that.
No.
They put all the different, like 3 or 4.
Contours.
Yes, all the contouring and the 3 or 4 different types of foundation and powder and all that.
I do mine just in the car, like when I step out of traffic light, I'm doing one thing, then I just like a 3-minute job.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
And I remember when I the only time I've ever paid to get makeup done was for my wedding. And I remember when she came around and did the test and everything. And I was really nervous, actually. I think she might have thought I was being rude, but I was like, oh no, do I look like a... I don't want to say the right-
Transvestite.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was like...
It makes you look so different,
Yeah,
doesn't it? I
but she
hate
said,
it,
no,
yeah.
you
Too
look
much.
beautiful. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, no offence to your makeup. It's just way more than I'd ever
Yeah.
normally wear.
Sometimes it's a bit over
it's-
the top. You don't look like yourself when you wear that much makeup.
No,
Yeah.
it's strange. But yeah. Okay, we better take another break.
Hannah Murray. TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Women Talk with me in the studio today, Louise Truelove, Sam Campbell and Audrey Spearing. While many daydream of taking a nap in the middle of a workday, few will actually hit the hay. But turning those daydreams into actual dreams may be the answer to a long life. Scientists have found that a daily snooze can stop our brains from aging. A 30-minute nap every day can boost productivity and even keep the brain up to 6 years younger.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I love a good nap.
I mean, obviously we live in the Mediterranean, so we're like in the land of siesta. That's
which
what we're
helps.
known for. And obviously when it's so hot in the middle of the day, Spanish people allegedly go and have a snooze. I mean, some don't have a snooze. Some just shut their doors and go home and have a sandwich. I don't know. But it's like... for me, I just love in the afternoon, because you hit a wall, don't you, at a certain point, just to lie down and just close your eyes for 20, if I can. And then the trick is not to go over it, because it's been scientifically proven that if you go past more than, I think it's 27 or 20, if you go into 40 or 50 minutes, your brain goes into a different alpha wave, because it's alpha, theta and beta, it's all different brain waves. So if you do a 20-30 minute nap, it's good, but if you go past that, you go into another rhythm of sleep, and then you end up feeling groggy if you go further than the 20-30 minutes. But I think it really helps.
Yeah, I love
Definitely
it.
the
Oh, I
sleep.
do. I had one before I actually came out today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but my washing machine woke me up. I was kind of thinking about, I know what time I have to leave my house to get up here. So, and I put my washing machine on, and I was on TikTok, and I could feel my eyes going heavy. I was on my bed, put my phone down, thought, lovely. Then I could hear the washing machine. I went, great, 30 minutes. It was actually like 11. But even that 11 made a difference.
And did you actually fall asleep?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay,
no,
nice.
I did. And I have noticed, again, I don't know if it's because I'm getting slightly older, I know we're in the summer, but I'm getting to the point sometimes I'm like, I'm actually listening to my body. Instead of trying to fight it, I'm like, no, do you know what? I'm actually going to shut
Have a
my
nap.
eyes and have a snooze now, which I would never have done a couple of years ago.
Do you think the weather has a lot to play in it,
Yeah.
though? I think the
I
hot
think
weather
so.
does make you feel more lethargic in the afternoon.
It makes a difference on your day and working. And when I did the breakfast show, I used to have a nap in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But doing the afternoon show, I can never have a nap in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
sure.
But I do it the weekend often.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
I really
nice.
like it.
Do you have a nap, Louise?
If I do, I feel terrible when I wake
Do
up.
you? Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
No.
It just makes me feel horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different folks, different strokes.
Absolutely. They are the people... Oh, I'll read the headline first. The pals you really don't need. Having bad friends can age the body as much as smoking. They are the people who are more hassle than they're worth, yet we can't seem to shake them from our lives. But we really should be cutting loose those bad friends and frenemies for the good of our health. Researchers found that negative social ties could cause premature aging.
Agree totally.
Yeah.
As I've got older, I am not shy to get the scissors out and go snippety snip.
Nice.
Not at all. And actually, and I'm not one of these mental health people, but for my own sanity.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just think, I don't want drama anymore in my life. I just don't want
Absolutely.
it.
What is the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am content where I am. If you're going to bring something bad to my door, I'm not interested. Doesn't mean I'm not a good friend. I'll listen to something, but when it is just total drama and rubbish, and I'm just like, no, not for me. So I agree with that, and I actually kind of live like that. So you're doing really well, Hannah.
It's good, isn't it? It's liberating. Yay me! It's liberating. It's liberating once you make that decision.
Absolutely.
You think, God, why did I? If you're in that situation,
pressure.
why did I have?
I think when you look at social media, you look at things and go, yeah, but I've been best friends with my friend for like 30 years, and you almost feel that you still need to be surrounded by people that you've known for such a long time. But people evolve all the time. And I'm really kind of into this at the moment. People's lives change directions and everything else, and sometimes you stay on the journey with them, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
you know. So
at the end of the day, romantic relationships don't always last.
No.
So therefore, why is it assumed that friendships should last?
Agreed.
We change as people, and if you change in your relationship and you realise that you don't like the same things anymore, or you're not in love anymore, whatever, the same thing can absolutely happen with a friendship. I think they're really the same.
There's a great quote, and it says, friends can be for a season, a reason, or a lesson.
Yeah.
So we even I love that. So you're with them for like a season, like your summertime or whatever, your college years or your teenage years, which makes sense because you're in the same environment. A reason because maybe spiritually you need to learn the lesson of letting go or attachment or whatever, or for a lesson.
No,
I love that.
I agree. I had a friend that was here for a season just as I got divorced, and I went to have a mental year. Went out clubbing all the time, as most people saw all over Facebook. I was absolutely everywhere, but I needed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we just kind of met and we gelled and we just had a mental thing, and then we kind of both went our separate ways.
You just kind of it just dwindles away naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's nothing bad or good about it. Just is what it is.
Yes, I agree totally.
And I think sometimes you outgrow your friends, because as we get older, like when you have like a big group of friends, and then as you get older, I find my friend circle has got smaller but more quality rather than quantity. Rather than I have loads of acquaintances, like hundreds of people that I know, but I used to be in a big group of girls, like 20, 30 girls, always having barbecues and going to Tarifa together. And now, like, my friends group is like, I can probably count on my one hand. That I'd rather go for lunch, say, with Hannah and spend 3 or 4 hours with Hannah on her own rather than go out with 30 girls.
Exactly.
You change, I think, as you get older, because you want quality conversations that are more meaningful and less small talk.
Yeah, it's
Agreed.
true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I do find it fascinating. My husband and I often comment, you know, when we've been with people socially, we're like, isn't it interesting what we chat about? You know, a lot of the time, and it's absolutely true what you say, Audrey. You can. We get so much more from talking about real issues and real life with people. You know, when you come home, you go, well, wasn't that a great chat? When you're talking about what's going on in the world, or your childhood, or what do you want to do when you're retired, or, you know, real life stuff, as opposed to just talking about cocktails and and clothes, and you know, you get so much more. I think the older you get, the more these real issues matter, and that's what gives you joy and purpose.
It's quality over quantity. Quality friends rather than having lots of friends that haven't got substantial
much about them.
Depth in them.
Yeah. Defo. Let's take the last break.
Hannah Murray. TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the last part of today's Women Talk with Louise Truelove, Sam Campbell and Audrey Spearing. This is an article from last week, and I thought, well, I have to save this one for the women. Famously one of the most compact hatchbacks, it has an engine more donkey than horsepower. But men who drive a Fiat Uno, available for under £2,000 and not known for its sex appeal, may have the last laugh, because it seems women find them more attractive than men behind the wheel of a Lamborghini. A study suggests that women are more likely to see the flashy cars as a sign a man is boastful and narcissistic. Previously, such supercars were seen as the equivalent of a peacock's tail when it came to attracting a mate, because they imply good genes and a healthy bank balance.
So I need to be careful what I say now, because I am single. Just in case there's somebody out there listening
who has a Fiat Uno.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, what can I say? I'm not a particular... Was it a Lamborghini?
Lamborghini.
Okay, I'm not particularly into Lamborghinis. If he had an Aston Martin, beautiful. But a Fiat Uno...
No, it's not very sexy.
It wouldn't really do it for me, I have to say. And I wouldn't say I was hugely materialistic, but they've got to have a nice car.
To be honest, for me, I wouldn't like either. No.
Because I think, I've dated someone that had a car like that, and I thought to myself, well, I won't say the word, but I'll do the action. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, with a nice car, you mean? Like a Lamborghini?
Yeah, like a nice car.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's like, it's loud, it's low, you can't get in or out of it.
Nightmare.
Your knees kill you.
Yeah.
It makes you, everyone looks at you and thinks you're like, it's not good, is it? It's not a good look. So I don't think that's quite good, because it's a bit too far-fetched for me personally. And the Fiat Uno would is
the other end,
but
isn't it?
something in the middle, just like something that's decent, that has aircon.
Yes,
the radio works. It's clean, and it gets you from A to B, and it's just like normal. I like a bit of normal, nothing too far-fetched.
Quite.
I think it's more very sensible in my older age.
I have to say, I've certainly never been with anyone because of their car, and I've never rejected anyone because of their car.
No.
Sam's putting a face.
No, I'm just trying to think, when I was younger, did I ever do that? Possibly when I was younger, like 16 or something.
Okay.
But definitely not when I was older, no.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, we're nice ladies.
Yeah, we're nice.
Okay, this is talking about children's names. Giving your child an unusual name may help them stand out, but if you want to boost their prospects, something traditional is more likely to pay off. Researchers have found people with conventional names are more likely to become very rich. They analysed Forbes' real-time billionaires list and found 50 out of the 2,700 were called Michael, making it the most financially successful name. This was followed by John, Andrew, David and Mark.
Sounds like the apostles.
Yes, that's true.
Very biblical.
Yes, very biblical, yes.
Matthew, Luke and
Angel
John.
Angel Michael, yeah.
They are typically, I suppose, British names, aren't they? And I suppose when you're talking about, if we're talking about Britain as opposed to the States, they're the kind of names that you would hear when they go to university and when they go to the really, and they come because the parents give them those names. And there you go. That's probably why, because they give them those names because they're good, strong names that will grow into being the lawyer or the this or the that, as opposed to...
Do you think parents think of things like that?
I think those kind of parents possibly do, without doubt.
Yeah, like professional parents who want their kids to be doctors.
Exactly.
Probably think, let's call him Michael Matthew. Where now the names are like Rain and Mercedes and Winter and not Winter, Summer and Autumn.
Absolutely.
It's crazy now. And I think Louise was saying earlier on that when she worked in the financial service, that men that had very strong names like Michael or John, they were the ones that got themselves to the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It is.
I think very weird names.
There's not a trust element, is there?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think that's what it is. I think it's like, really? What, you're going to handle my money?
Your name
call
is
yourself
Brooklyn?
Rainbow.
Apple. Rainbow.
Sky.
Yeah, exactly. I quite like them quirky, but it does make it different if you do have a really professional job. If you were going to get a mortgage and she was called Rainbow, you'd be a bit like, really?
Well, I mean...
Do you know what you're doing? Which is
really,
awful to judge like that.
The one who really, really went for it, of course, was Paula Yates.
Yeah.
Tiger Lily.
Fifi, Trixie Belle, Heavenly Hirani, Tiger Lily.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's right. But I kind of think that was all in that age and that era as well, though, wasn't it? She was such a rock and roll chick. Michael Hutchins, was it with Michael Hutchins or was it with Bob Geldof? I can't remember which one.
Oh,
But it was all like that, wasn't it? And again, that goes with the musicians, that industry,
artistic,
exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Side of it. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an article that we're slowly but surely working our way through that has the headlines 50 Lessons I've Learned at 50. And I've picked a few out that we can have a look from. Oh, this is interesting. This kind of touches on what we talked about. The pleasures in your life will not come from material things. You will find the deepest joy from your relationships with other people.
Especially for your Unos.
Or fruit and nut bars.
Or fruit and nut bars, Isn't that true, though?
It is. It is that old thing, isn't it? The older you get stuck in your ways. You know what you want from your life, from your work, from your friends, from everything.
Yeah.
And you just stick by that thing.
Definitely. And when you're on your deathbed, you're not going, I wish I had more handbags or I wish I bought a better car. It's all about people. It's all about love
It's
and
all
people
about
and
relationships
connections.
and connection and the quality of your relationships and the fun you have along the way. You know, it's like for me now, I'd rather have, even for my birthday, I'd rather have an experience.
Yeah.
But go with my friends and have lunch, or let's go to a spa together and go for a bottle of wine. I'd rather have that than a necklace or a bracelet or something.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring them with you when you die.
No.
But you can actually, I just want to laugh and have fun.
Yeah,
I agree.
girls just want to have fun.
Girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls.
This is an interesting one. Almost everything you need in life can be bought second hand.
Including men. Oh, sorry.
How do we feel about second hand?
But I think that's true, though, isn't it? I think the whole rise, for instance, of the second-hand, the designer handbags.
Vintage.
For instance. Vintage. Sorry, you are right. And I do follow them on TikTok. And I do watch them, and I do think, and actually, to be fair, I had actually contacted somebody and I said, I am actually looking for a second-hand watch, because I just think there is no stigma anymore in not having brand new. And why pay so much money for something brand new when you can get a proper, original, certified second-hand thing for a fraction of the price? So yeah, I'm really into that.
I'm obsessed with Vinted, I have to say.
Vinted, oh my God, yeah, I love that.
I've been selling loads of stuff on Vinted, and I haven't taken any money out. I've just spent it all on other things. So people are going, you've got so many dresses. I'm like, yeah, Vinted, €3. I really don't care. Brilliant. It's great because you can specify that it's new or almost new. So you're not going to get something that's dirty or with holes in or whatever. So you can get something that's good quality.
all my ex-husband's clothes on Vinted.
Did
He
you?
won't listen to this. So, yes, I did when he left. I was like, went through the wardrobe. I bought most of them anyway, so I went through the wardrobe. All the ones with labels straight on there. I love Vinted.
Yeah.
I don't buy off it.
Okay.
I just use it to sell. But yeah, it's great.
Why don't you buy off it?
Because I'm actually trying to be really good the older that I get, because I found that I just had so much rubbish.
Yes.
I would go shopping and just buy stuff, you know, like the stuff that he had in his wardrobe with the labels on. I have so much stuff with labels, so I've really tried to sort of consolidate and not, you know, just go crazy anymore.
Very sensible of you, Sam.
It sounds really boring. But yes, for that reason.
And we have 2.5 minutes left. There's one here that made me smile. A homemade picnic is always a good way to spend an afternoon.
Ah, that's cute.
Like that. How often do you picnic?
I don't think I ever have, apart from being a child, or when Kane was like tiny. He's 20 now, but when he was little, we'd go to the park and have a picnic. But
so you wouldn't take food to the beach? You'd
I don't classify that as a picnic.
Oh, okay.
I classify that as
going to the beach.
Not spending the money at the Chiringuito, just having it in my little ice. I don't count that.
Oh, you didn't think that's a picnic?
No.
What makes it a picnic then? The location?
A picnic to me is grass.
Okay.
A
blanket.
Thank you, blanket.
Picnic basket.
Yeah.
Tupperware.
Hello, boo-boo. Let's go and get some picnic baskets.
Exactly. Some carver or something. You know, picnic's a picnic.
Yeah, okay.
That's my definition.
Well, the way you've described it sounds great. Why aren't you doing it, Sam? Let's do it. Let's have a picnic.
Have a bar of Cadbury's fruit and nuts.
Actually, we went to a picnic in the park a couple of weeks ago up in Benahavis Village. It was actually called Picnic in the Park. And everyone had their picnic baskets and everyone lay, and it was so cute.
It's really
beautiful
nice.
Park. It was really lovely. I think it was a great idea. Picnic in the park.
And we do. There's a big group of us that we do one every year. Actually, organised that's on the grass area near the beach in San Pedro. So it is actually on the grass.
It's grass.
And everyone brings food, and we play games and do a quiz and have music, and it's brilliant. And we have a big picnic. I love it. Love a picnic. Louise, picnic?
No. Sorry, not my bag.
Really simple answer. And just under a minute, buying a ping pong table is an easy way to invest in joy. We actually have a ping pong table, but we hardly ever use it. But when we do, it's great fun. I talk about using it more than actually using it. We should play ping pong, I say.
It takes up a lot of space, doesn't it, a ping pong table?
It does take up a lot of space. It is great fun, though.
Yeah, it is good fun, yeah.
Every time I think of it, I'm like, I should do that more.
But you don't. Just hang your washing on it. Fold your clothes up and leave it there waiting to be ironed.
It's pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, very much for coming in today. Lovely to see you all. Thank you, Louise, Sam and Audrey. Coming up after the news at the top of the hour, Howard Brereton will be with you with Spain Today, and I will be back on Monday at 4. So have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. Enjoy the sunshine and your friends.
Thank you, Hannah.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this programme, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.